Hello, this is Dr. Ari Malavi coming to you from hidefacademy, continuing with our 100-day liposuction challenge. Today's question is, can liposuction cause hernias? So what is a hernia? A hernia is when you get a defect in your muscle tissues. Specifically, they're usually located in the front side of your body, although there are some in the back side of your body. Wherever there's a muscle tissue, muscle lining, if you get a hole in it or you get a tear in it, you can get what we call a hernia, because the contents of your body that are inside your belly, for example, can push through that hole and push out. And they can present as a little bulge, or it can be actually tender if the nerves get involved in that kind of push through in that little hole where the contents are pushing through. If a little nerve gets stuck in there, it can also be very tender and symptomatic. So back to the question, can liposuction cause a hernia? Well, specifically, it shouldn't cause a hernia because liposuction is performed superficial to the muscle plane, universally, whether it's in your legs, whether it's in your belly, wherever it is. So in theory, if you stay above your muscle plane, which you should, because the fat is located between the muscle and the skin. And it's actually can be in 3 layers. It can be superficial, deep, and sometimes there's a middle layer of fat, for example, in the flanks. But regardless, you're supposed to stay in that tissue plane. So as long as your surgeon stays in that tissue plane, which is above the muscle, in theory, you should not develop hernias from liposuction. Now, let's talk about why you might notice a hernia after liposuction. Well, this is a more interesting question, and this is valid. And so let me try to explain to you how this association may have been observed. Because what happens is when you remove all the fat from the superficial and deep layers above the muscle, what's going to happen typically is if you do have a hernia that you didn't feel before, that wasn't symptomatic, you might actually see that hernia. And so that's where that question comes from. That's where it stems from. That's the root of the problem. I think what happens is as you do liposuction and you thin out your soft tissue layers, you're more likely to see a problem deeper in your tissue planes involving the muscles. So you might actually detect a hernia that you didn't even know was there. And so that's the answer to the question. Can liposuction cause hernias? Well, it shouldn't, because we're supposed to stay above the muscle plane. And so the hernias are caused by a defect in the muscle plane. I hope that answer suffices. If you love what you're hearing, please subscribe to our channel and also click that alert button so you can get a notification when we put out our next video. Thank you so much.